Hello and welcome back to Building Your Fursuit, Part 3. This one has been the most difficult for me. I don't know what it is about trying to make a pattern and then put it on the fur and cut it out, but this has been the most difficult. I don't know if it's just because of the tape I was using or if I was rushing through it. It didn't feel like I was rushing through it, but I have a little bit of the pattern cut out. This is all for the brown fur, so I'm going to put it on here, trace it out. Now, since I only did half of the head, what you're going to have to do is you got to put it down one way, and then you're going to immediately flip it and trace it out the exact same way, so therefore you have a pattern on both sides. Now, I went through the pattern that I have, and I've gotten all the brown parts out, and I have also taken a picture of all this, so therefore I know exactly how it lines up and everything. And I also have little cuts and indentations everywhere, so hopefully it'll be a little bit helpful. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I really don't, but like I said, this could be horrible, but hey, content is content. So right here is the cheek, which is going to be this part right here. We have the top of the we have the nose bridge and the eyebrow kind of area. We already took the eyebrow, that's going to be in black out, and then we have the top of the muzzle and the sides of the muzzle. So we're going to put these on the brown, we're going to trace them out, cut them out, and then we're going to have to shave them down because this is all going to be right here in the full face, so you want to make sure that that's a little bit so you want to make sure that's actually cut down. And we're going to record all, put it all together, and hopefully it doesn't look like crap. Wish me luck. Alright, so I have the brown fur laid out. Now I do want to say I've already checked the fur direction on this is going this way. So I have all the arrows for the fur direction facing this way. Now with the cheek, I'm not for sure. I haven't seen a lot of people actually explain about the cheek. From what I know is that whenever you want to do fur, you want to do it away from the nose. So if your nose is right here, the fur is going to go towards the eye. But whenever it gets to like your cheek, I have no idea. So I'm basing it off of the fur going this way around the face. Hopefully that looks right. If not, I don't know. Now one thing I have noticed as well is that this little part right here that I put a little slit in, this is going to be for the cheek fluff, the light brown. So what I'm going to have to do when I'm marking this is to make sure whenever it comes to these pieces right here, not to fully cut it down. So we'll see how that looks. Yeah. So when it comes to this piece right here, this is going to be the kind of like brow part, so I'm wondering if I should cut two pieces out or if I should just flip this on its edge and just make one giant piece out of it. I'm not for sure. I think it would be simpler just to do one giant piece, so we're going to flip it out. I am going to mark where this ends just in case it does not turn out right, but hey, trial and error. So yeah, I have both sides cut out, just flipped it over. So I'm going to leave this as it is, and if I need to, I'll just cut it down the middle right here. But we're going to do this whole section over here, and then we're going to cut out just the whole block of it and go ahead and shave it down first, because if you shave it down first, I think it'll be a lot easier to start pinning it together and then sewing it, versus pinning it, sewing it, and then shaving. Because if you're shaving it on the head, it could result in an uneven shave, or at least that's what I'm thinking, so that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Okay, sorry about the lighting, but now we have our piece right here. I have cut a full section out. Now all the pieces are of course marked on the other side, and I'm going to use this to trim up the hair. We're gonna make it as short as can be. I've already used this before on the ears when it came to the light brown. So I've tried with the guards. The guards really don't help that much. For me, I've noticed that if I just keep this flat along the base of it, then it gets it down to where I need it to be. Now I am going to be cutting with the fur, so the fur is going towards you basically right now, so I'm going to be doing it that way. So therefore I know I'm not going to be cutting too much off. If I need to make some major cuts, then I may turn the fur the other direction and go against the fur. But yeah, or I guess you can say with the grain versus against the grain, if that makes sense. Let's do this. Hopefully I don't mess up. Okay, we got all the stuff drawn on here, and we got all of the fur cut into relative same size. I mean, of course, you're gonna have things that you have to do adjustments on after you get the fur on. But let's get these cut out. Let's see if I can do a cool transition. 3, 2, 1. Well, let's put them on and see how they look. Now I'm not going to sew these right yet. I'm going to take my little clips, I'm going to clip them together and place it against the face, and hopefully it looks good. That's what I'm hoping for. Also, quick thing I wanted to say is thank you for helping the FWA video hit 11.2 thousand views. This is amazing. I've never had a video blow up like this. I'll be doing another one for AC. Trying to get a lot more, and I'm gonna try and do it the exact same way I did for FWA, which is literally release it as soon as the con officially ends. So we're gonna see how that turns out, because plus I want to showcase my boy here. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to the montage. Alright, so I just got all of this sewn up, hand stitched, blanket stitch. Now, as you can tell, it's still very, very fluffy. So I am going to go back with the clippers when I get everything kind of sewed together and bring it down even more, because right now it's about at a 1/2 inch and I want it to be close to a 1/4 inch. So we're going to try that. Also, this part right here is for the, let's see, for the right cheek right here. And as you can see, with the brown coming up, it's starting to cover the eye a little bit. So we probably will have to cut that down whenever we attach this part, which is, like I said, is the eyebrows. So for right now, I'm just going to focus on getting the other pieces sewn up that I already have. And once I have that all done, we will come back and we will cut out the light brown and the black parts for the fursuit head, sew them all up, and hopefully have a rough test fit. So let's do a quick transition. Okay, so I think we may have a little bit of a problem. I think I have way too much material, I'm trying to figure it out because right here we have sewn up almost all of this. So with this part right here, this is supposed to be like the brow section and goes into the eyebrow. Here's the eye, and we have this little piece right here that almost fully connects into a circle. That is supposed to be the light brown section of the eye. But yeah, when I put it like up here, it almost has no eyesight at all. So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have to go in through here and cut just a little bit, like by a little bit, until I feel like I can, have sight again. I also want to go ahead and get the black eyebrow cut because I'm gonna move the camera so you can see kind of like right here. This is where the eyebrow was where I drew it. But the only thing is though, if you're looking at a front side, this does not look like where an eyebrow is supposed to be. Because if you take this down, the eyebrow is supposed to be about right here. Which this is a little bit too high. So I may have to cut this down a little bit and have a thicker eyebrow. So again, first time sewing a suit, you're gonna have problems. And this is definitely a problem. Also right here, so you probably see this little clip right here. This is because there's way too much material on this part right here. So I'm gonna cut a little bit around and a little bit off, so therefore it can perfectly sit. But I did get the nose on, and as you can see, the nose is on there. Very boopable, I love it. I sewed it on, haven't glued it down yet, but one thing about the nose is that I have programmed it so that if you boop it in the right section, a little thing comes up, and if you click it, it goes to the Tie-Dye Studios YouTube account. So therefore, if you want to learn how to do it, you can just boop the nose and it'll be all set. So I think that's pretty cool. But we're gonna work on trying to fix this again. And yeah, I'll update you when I have an update, I guess. If not, then again, if it's not good, I mean, I'm still gonna wear it because it took me a long time to do it, and I'm happy with the progress I have done. But my goodness, this is a lot harder than what I thought it was gonna be. Oh, yay! Okay, a bit of an update. I went ahead and I glued the felt for the nose. So now I have a purple nose, and I went ahead and glued the inside of the muzzle and the top of the muzzle. So hopefully this can also help whenever I get everything there. I'm gonna sew them together. But the biggest thing is now these pieces. This was the eyebrows. Well, not the eyebrows. This was the kind of like forehead going into the eye shapes. And unfortunately, because of how I designed the head, unfortunately one side is a little bit bigger than the other. It's not completely even. And unfortunately with a first time maker like myself, it's not going to be even. There's no way I can get it super even. So since I only did one half of the head, this ended up being completely wrong. So I went ahead and cut this in half to try and see if I can salvage it at all. And I think I can. But what I'm going to do to see if I can is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew the parts where the eyebrow comes down. So I'm not doing the eyebrow, I'm doing around it. I'm going ahead and sewing that together, so therefore the only spot that's open is the eyebrow section. I'm going to sew these together, I'm going to put it onto the head, see how it looks, and if it is salvageable, then I'll go ahead and cut out the eyebrows, sew them in, and then we'll pretty much be done with the dark, with the brown. I'll just have to get the light brown and the black cut. I think we'll be done, or almost done, because I still have the back of the head and the like little tuft area. So let's start on this, let's see what we can do, and then I'll update you. Okay, so I have learned a few things. So it looks like I'm gonna have to tape this up, this side by itself, and try and figure it out, because I sewed it up, and when I put it on, let me go ahead and put it on. There is a, let's see. So there's a few things. So you gotta turn you so you can see as well. Up a little bit. There you go. So as you can see, this part right here does not want to lay down flat. So yeah, I could just cut that off, but even if I cut that off and I lay this against it, you can see there's this big gap right here. It's not laying flush against the foam. So unfortunately, it looks like I'm gonna have to just do this whole side again, because this side over here is looking alright. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of a gap, but that's perfect because I can, when I'm sewing the eyebrow in, I can just tuck these pieces in, so it'll be a little but overall it's looking great, because I mean, it's coming flush to the ear, it's wrapping around the ear perfectly, down to the muzzle, and I like how this looks. I'll probably go ahead and sew up the rest of this real quick, so therefore it's one flush piece, and then I can attach it to the cheek that I've already made, because the cheek goes right there, and I may have to cut the cheek down a little bit so I can put the light brown in, because the light brown starts right here and goes all the way down and around. So I may have to cut this little part a little bit, but that's totally fine. I'm fine with doing that, but I'm just trying to make sure that this connects perfectly, which it does. So it looks like I'm gonna go ahead and sew this together, cut this out a little bit so I can have that range, because as of right now, when I put it all together, let me put it all together. This is what I have so far, and I'm gonna cut this down just a little bit more, so I can get the light brown going in from here to here, but overall, and then I'm gonna cut like a little slit right here to put some light brown like fuzz through, like how my beard is kind of like fluffy, but we're gonna do that right here so we have a little bit of the cheek fluff, the light brown. But other than that, this side is looking great. It's just this side that I'm the problem with. Helpful hint: make sure everything is even, or else you're gonna have this problem. So, yay. Okay, so I now have everything taped up again. I might come down a little bit, but I also know the cheek is going to come up a little bit, so it should connect easily. Everything has been sealed off up here at the ear. I have tried to make this as even as possible. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of look at where the eyebrow is on this side and draw it on this side, so therefore hopefully it can be around the same size. That is what we're hoping for. So what actually what I might, no, I was about to say what I might do is I might just, try and flip it over, but this side is not even like this side, so we're just gonna have to eyeball it and hope for the best. So I'm gonna do that. The camera battery is running low, so I'm gonna go charge it while I'm doing this, and I will have y'all back whenever I have this getting cut out of the brown fur and everything else. So transition. Wow. Okay, so it's been a little bit. I went ahead and cut out the light brown and the black parts that I needed, and I tried something new. So let's soon get there. So this is going to be the side parts of the muzzle that connect to the nose, but it also is supposed to have like 3 little black dots for like whiskers. Now, of course, we're going to cut this down a little bit more whenever we finally get it on there and shave it again, but I am happy with that. Now, I took some regular black and then just cut small circles out, cut the circles out inside the light brown and just sewed them together. It looks like a truly horrifying mess back here, but they are all secure, and you can rub it, you can do this, and they're not coming out anytime soon. So that's cool. But we have a bit of a problem. So in this character ref right here, you see that he has a light brown going into a, light brown going around the eye underneath the eyebrow. When I first looked at that, I thought it was eyebrow, dark brown, and then light brown. Or sorry, eyebrow, brown, light brown. So that's what I was wanting to do on this side. Let's move you around. So on this side, I was going to do the eyebrow right here and then brown, light brown going around. But that's not how the ref sheet is. The ref sheet is supposed to be like how I'm doing it on this side, which is eyebrow right here, and then the light brown right here going around the eye. That is how it's supposed to be. But now I have this. Now the good thing is, and this is what I looked at, this part right here, I have put it up against this right here to make sure, and it does fit. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to probably get this traced out on a different piece and cut it out, so therefore I can cut this part out. So what I'm going to do is spend the next little bit on is I'm going to cut this piece out. No, sorry. I'm going to cut this piece out, and I'm going to attach it here, and I'm going to cut about right here and right here going down, so therefore I can just put the light brown piece in, and it shouldn't be too much work. The only thing I'm concerned with is this piece right here has already been sewn together. So I'm going to be cutting right next to where it's been sewn together, so therefore the stitching on it just doesn't come out, because the light brown is only supposed to go about right here, not all the way over here. So let's get started on that, because that's going to be so much fun. Oh, and I've cut out the black parts for the muzzle, but again, just one thing after another. The brown that I put on here is too big, because if I put the black next to it, there's almost nothing for this brown, light brown piece to go on afterwards, if that makes sense. Here, I'll show you. Let me just get this out. Bloop. Put you right there. Okay, so okay, so move this back. So the light brown piece almost fully works in the best way. So the light brown piece is going to be connected like that. So you see how there's a little bit of green right here? That is where this black piece is supposed to go. But the brown is too big this way. So I'm going to cut about 1/2 inch right here to where I can put the black piece in and then sew them together and see how it looks. But that to me looks pretty good. I am actually really happy with myself. I did not think that this was going to be that good, but I am actually shocked. So let's get all this started and we'll bring you back in a little bit. Okay, so I just finished sewing up this. I took the, I did cut it like I said, and I put the light brown here. Now here's the moment of truth to see whether or not this actually does fit. I did a couple test fits and it looked like it was promising, but let's see. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes, I really like that. On camera it's kind of hard to see, but we have the brown, then we have the black, and then we have the light brown. And that is just covering the eye the way I wanted it to. So now we're going to test it with, well, I'm going to have a little bit more something to do on the muzzle stripes. See if that all fits, and if so, I'm going to do a test fit on this side. And if it works, then that means we'll have officially one side complete, which I'm super excited for because Anthrocon is just around the corner, and that's where I'm wanting to debut this suit. So fingers crossed. So let's continue on. Okay, I just sewed all this up. We already see that this right here is looking really good. So now we're gonna put this on here, and let's hope for the best, because oh, I am nervous. Oh my god, that actually looks really, really good. Oh my god, I'm super excited. Oh my goodness. Now, it looks a little loose because it's not fully secured right now, but that looks really good. Oh my god. Awesome. Alright, now it's just time to do that on the other side. Alright, today is a new day, and I think if everything goes well, today may be the final day, and we'll be able to finally get everything sewn together, get the backing made, get the necking made, and then probably tomorrow we'll be gluing everything together onto the foam base. Last night I did a little bit more off camera. I decided to go ahead and start with the hair. As you see from the reference sheet, Ty has purple, blue, and green in his hair, and it goes kind of like in a stacking, so purple, then blue, then green. I went ahead and drew up a mock of what I wanted the hair to be, which is this right, which is kind of like this right here. So we have the green part, we have the blue part, and then we have the purple part. So all these are, I drew up, I cut out, and I went ahead and cut the pieces, I went ahead and cut the pieces out of the fur. So we have the blue and the purple right here kind of just hooked together for right now. I'm going to sew these together, but that is what I'm wanting. I'm wanting the fur sticking up because to me that gives it more of a, I know it sounds weird to say, but kind of like a rocker look. I don't know why, but I think hair just standing up looks amazing. Unfortunately, I can't do that, so why not have the fursuit do that? Ooh, that looks really good. Again, like I said, you can barely kind of see the green. In the camera you can see it, but it's almost like a hot dog thing. It's like if you're looking at it from this side, you can see the green, but from this side, from afar, you really only see like purple and blue. But I am impressed with myself. So what I did was a blanket stitch for almost the entire thing, except for down here. Down here, I left it open so I can put some polyfill in it. So now it's nice and squishy, and it's gonna keep its shape. And I tried my best. I don't know if I did it the correct way, but I tried a ladder or a lattice stitch. I can't remember which one it was called, but it's invisible to the naked eye. You can kind of feel it. So I hope it stays. I hope it holds its shape, because what I'm going to do is whenever I get the fur on the head, I'm going to take my curved needle and like thread it in there and make some knots to kind of hold it down. At least that's what I'm hoping. But yeah, I like how this has turned out. And now we're going to continue on with the flutes right here. We're going to go ahead and sew these together, get these right on. We're going to sew these together. Once we do that, then we're going to go to the hardest part, which I've been procrastinating on, to be honest, to make sure it fits on the head. And then if it does, we're going to sew everything up, put these in, and we may have a full face done. Yay! The only part that I still have left to do that I have no idea how to do, because I've watched many tutorials and so far every single one of them doesn't really go over how, and that's to do the back of the head and the neck. Sky High Studios goes over it kinda, but doesn't like say like, hey, this is what you need to do. But from what I see, it's just the same thing with the front. You put duct tape on there, make a pattern from that, and then cut it out. And since mine is all just one color, it should be easy peasy lemon squeezing. The neck, I do believe, is gonna be 2 colors, because I think it's the dark brown and then the light brown for like right here. So that may be a little bit more tricky, but altogether I only have a couple more pieces to do and then we're done. I'm so excited. So let's continue on doing that. And now the part that I have been so scared to do. Alright, I'm gonna draw these out and cut these out, and I'm gonna do a couple test fits to make sure they fit, and if so, then we are in business. If not, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. So wish me luck in the comment section down below. Oh no. I think I did this the wrong way. Instead of doing it like this. Well, no, that's yeah. Oh, yep. Okay, I see what I did. Helpful tip. If you're gonna do this, make sure to flip the pattern, because right here, that looks great. But yet when you put it on, make sure to flip it to get the reverse image. Okay, so this took me a lot longer than I thought. It wasn't lining up right, so I made a few more cuts and everything, but now it's time to try it on and hope for the best. Okay. So, good news is it fits. And it's at least to my liking, because of course I know this is going to be my first fursuit, so it's not going to be great. Looking at it right here, you can definitely say that this eyebrow is higher than this eyebrow. I mean, I can try and pull it down a little bit, but also it looks like this eyebrow is a little bit thicker than this eyebrow, which I don't understand how that happened, because I use the same template for the eyebrows. So I'm like, how is this one bigger than this one? I have no idea. But good news is it fit. Good morning. It is a new day, and I think today is finally the final day, because all I have to do is get the bottom of the jaw sewed on, which I already did, tape up for the back, which I already did, which gave me this monstrosity. I went ahead and put it onto the brown fur. Helpful hint: if you're going to be using dark fur, you might want to use a white pen, or in my case, simple chalk. It works wonders. It's now time for the moment you've been waiting for.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Da, 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 da.
I'm just kidding. So, I got the eyes glued in. I got the bottom jaw kind of already sewed on, so therefore it can be attached to the bottom of the mouthpiece. I'm going to start gluing on the ears first, actually. And the reason why I say that is because these ears are so big and fluffy that whenever I put them down on the ear, there's a little bit of wiggle room, so therefore I can attach those after the glue has been set. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to attach the ears, glue them in, and then I'm going to glue on the face, and then I will put the backing on, glue it down, and sew up all the seams. This is the part that I'm super nervous about, but we ain't gonna do well. Well, we ain't gonna know unless we try. So come along this amazing experience. And I want to say, if you have watched it this far, thank you so much. I mean, it means the world to me that you are watching this beauty come to life, even though I'm just an amateur. Trust me, I'm not saying I'm good at all. This has a lot of things wrong with it, and you probably could see it. But for what it is, the first that I've ever made, I am really happy with it. So I'm gonna turn y'all guys. I'm gonna actually turn the camera around, so therefore you can watch the process. guys, it's pretty much done. There's some scenes that I do have to sew together, but let's give it a test fit. Now, I'm going to put on my balaclava. Even though technically I have it lined and everything, it's still safe than sorry. And I look like a robber. It's like, ah!
Yeah, I was gonna say ninja. You remind me of Haru from Beverly Hills Ninja. You've seen that, right?
I think so.
Chris Farley?
I think so. Just make sure everything is good here. I'm gonna, okay, that's, okay. I know you can still see the balaclava because I haven't made the neck yet.
Well, it's a little lopsided too.
But yeah, I mean.
But, I mean, this is your first ever fursuit head that you've made, so.
And that pretty much does it for the video. I'm gonna add the neck, but I don't know how exactly I'm gonna do that yet, so. Yeah, but full turn. The head is complete. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. If you liked it, hit the like button and go ahead and subscribe to see more stuff like this. And of course, see con stuff, because I am planning to do a couple con videos. So make sure to hit that little button down here. And as always, ta-ta for now.